Hey everyone, welcome to The Zest, the official podcast of Orange Coast Magazine. I'm Chelsea Ranieri, and today's guests are the co-founders of SaunaBox, the Huntington Beach-based viral wellness startup that's bringing the luxury of a steam room into your home. The young entrepreneurs are USC graduates and former NCAA athletes who started their company at just 25 years old and have created a brand that's endorsed by professional athletes. Thank you so much for being here today, Nolan Kahal and SeanMorrissey.
Yeah, we're so excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Of course. You guys, so you guys sent us a SaunaBox Go to try out, and I've become obsessed with it. I will say, I've tried steam rooms at spas and stuff, but I something about this SaunaBox Go, I didn't get claustrophobic at all. And I feel like it's the meditation app and not having my mom telling me to calm down, but it's so calming and relaxing. And I sleep so much better. My skin looks better. So I've been obsessed with it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'd love to hear that. Yeah, our goal with that is really make it, something you can use at home in the privacy of your own home, which is way more relaxing than being in a public gym, sauna, or steam room. Yeah,
100%. And full disclosure, I just have a small patio, and it fits perfectly. You don't really need that much room for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, glad to hear some use.
Yeah. Well, so as I mentioned, you guys are only 25 years old when you started this company. So where did your entrepreneurial spirits come from?
Yeah, I'll let you kick that off.
Yeah, just always been my, mom and dad were both entrepreneurs. They kind of instilled hard work ethic my whole life. So, yeah, I launched my first company in senior year of high school, selling stuff online. I just kind of fell in love with selling products online, influencer marketing, kind of seeing people use my products that I was selling to them. Then met up with Sean in, late 2019, 2020. We had this idea for a really long time. We're both athletes, both loved health and wellness, both loved using the sauna, but living in Los Angeles in a small apartment, we just, couldn't afford a $10,000 sauna. So we really, really went to work and, it came to life, which is awesome.
Nice. Yeah. How did you guys meet?
We met through actually an old business partner. I similar to him, my mom started a business when I was in high school, and I got kind of obsessed with helping, online, getting into e-commerce and seeing what it was like to really start a business from scratch and that it was possible. And then we met with one of a mutual friend, and he was moving, we were still in college at the time, and his plans to move to Japan to do investment banking. And Noel and I were, we were connected, and we're like, look, do you think we can kind of pursue this entrepreneurial journey together and try to make something happen? And so since then we've been, since 2019.
Yep.
Dang. So how did this idea for a portable sauna come to life?
Like Nolan mentioned, it was really, really out of necessity. We're living in LA. I'd spend 20 minutes on Lincoln Boulevard going to LA Fitness, trying to use the home gym, the gym sauna. And, we were just there's gotta be a better way. How do we make something that's, you can get extreme heat exposure, at home? It can't be, that's not using a wood or super heavy, material that has the vessel for that. And we just got to work on some ideas. It was actually one of those things that when we started working on it, we realized there were some options on Amazon that were cheap, kind of little tents and stuff, but the materials were sketchy. We weren't sure if there was, they're made of plastic and you're obviously heating something up. We want to be really cautious of that. So we weren't really, we weren't super confident what was out there. And so even though we saw that there was something that existed, it was almost that's a proof of concept. How do we make it way better? How do we innovate on it and make it something that's actually people are going to, want to use at a large scale?
Yeah. So speaking of the material, you guys have all these different certifications, microplastics free, which I didn't know was possible, ETL certified, and then REACH compliant. So what do these all kind of mean, and what materials do you guys use?
Yeah, we wanted to ensure, we knew professional athletes were going to be using this. We knew notable figures were going to be using, our products. We want to make sure it was safe. Unlike the options on Amazon where there's, very little testing with those products. We wanted to make sure the product we were selling and getting into the hands of these pro athletes at the top of their field was safe. Was not going to cause any harm over time. So we invested a lot of capital into testing the product, testing the materials. We always recommend using distilled water. That's the cleanest for the steam model you have. That's just the cleanest option when you're inhaling the steam in there. So we wanted to ensure that all the materials were third-party tested. So we sent out, fabrics to the lab. We sent the water condensation that, was built up on the actual wall of the, we sent that into a third-party testing lab. That's where you get the microplastics. We wanted to ensure that all the water that was coming through the actual heating unit, into the sauna was not emitting any sort of harmful chemicals or anything like that. And we still do that. We do that pretty much every quarter. We test a lot of our inventory, and I'll put it through rigorous testing and make sure that it's safe to use.
Wow. Yeah. So did you guys from the jump know that you wanted this was going to be for professional athletes?
That wasn't actually the goal right away. The goal was really for people like us who just couldn't, wanted a home sauna experience and couldn't afford it. And we really quickly had, we launched on a pre-order model when we first went live in May 2023 after we had just our first batch of inventory coming in. But even for just for general consumers, we were like, we want to do this testing. And also for us, as we were using it all the time, we're like, let's figure out how we can do this. The first one we did was microplastics testing, and the ETL, that's like electrical compliance. You just want to make sure that you are, you're putting the heating components safe to use, and, it's going to be electrically sound. But we were wanting to do that to make sure that, we're not selling this at a large scale and going to have any sort of risk of, finding out years down the line that it's actually causing more harm than good. So we just want to make sure ahead of even going to market, we had done those, which was great. Happy we made that early.
Well, what was your guys' first prototype like, and how has that evolved over time?
Yeah, it's still pretty. I mean, also the Smart Steam kit right behind us is actually our infrared model, but the original Smart Steam kit was pretty similar in shape and, pretty similar overall how it would look probably to the normal person, but so many of the materials have been changed out and little things we fixed over time, because there's a lot of things that you don't realize are going to be problems until it's out in the market and people give you feedback and they say, hey, after, 6 months, I had this issue with this joint connection. Like, okay, we need to make this thicker. We need to make it more sturdy. We came out with the SaunaBox Go because that was a more portable version, more pop-up than our main one. So listening to market demand was a huge value add. We love hearing customer feedback. It's so helpful for us to innovate, especially when we're so close to the products. It's so close to the brand, and finding the flaws that people have over time is super helpful. So we just try to listen to that feedback and continue to iterate.
That's so nice. And did you guys always have the meditation aspect in mind? Because I personally love that. It keeps me I feel like I'm being so wellness in that moment. My husband likes EDM music in there. I come down and I'm like, okay. But did you always do that meditation aspect?
No, that wasn't one idea. We wanted to have a digital connection with the product, having an app, because, I always brought my phone in there and, wanted to play music and things like that. But the ability to track your sessions, you can see how many sessions you did a week, what heat level you're at, straight through the iPhone mobile app that we have. We thought it was a really cool feature to have on the SaunaBox Go. That's kind of our first product that we launched the app with. And also, the guided meditation is pretty cool touch, because I always went in there and just looked on YouTube for guided meditations, breathing techniques, things like that. So really important. A lot of customers really enjoy that. We're starting to launch the app with our other products as well. So that's cool. Just be on the lookout for that. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Her voice is so calming. It feels so fancy. It feels like a legit spa. But I read that you guys started by offering pre-orders only, which makes so much sense. But you had a video go viral on social media. So what was that video, and what impact did it have on your business?
Yeah, it was, we built a landing page on our website. We didn't really think too many people were going to, go to it. We kind of started to tell friends and family, hey, go check out this product that we've been working on for a few years now. And then we just started posting, Instagram and TikTok videos of us using the product, getting in and out of it, showing kind of how it works, how it sets up, kind of the ease of use, and instantly blew up on Instagram. Just a pretty simple, 30, 40-second video. And from there, it was pretty much like a snowball effect. We had tons of athletes, NFL players, Kevin Hart actually ordered one not too long ago. So we just found that out. He uses it on the road. He's traveling. Just really cool things like that. And we still continue to try to iterate on content and, get creative with making, fun, engaging stuff online. So, yeah. Yeah.
And then also you guys have Dodgers pitchers, Dustin May, and I don't know if I'm going to say this name right, but UFC fighter Joey Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you talk about some of their reactions and what that endorsement means to you?
Yeah, that was the pro athlete thing, and the celebrity thing was not something the pro athlete thing made sense.
Yeah.
First, the portability aspect of it was a byproduct of the design of trying to make it affordable and accessible to everybody. And that really turned into, it created a different demographic of these pro athletes and celebrities that want to use it on the road because they're traveling so much. And they want to be able to use it during, in between their games, or, some celebrities are just too famous people to use common rooms at their hotel.
Yeah.
They're on set for a while, so a lot of people want to have it in their hotel room. So these random little things that these use cases that have developed over the course of a couple of years. But we've had Dwayne Wade order, Kevin Hart, a couple of just amazing athletes that we didn't really find out until after the fact, until seeing it, and we were like, that's unbelievable. It's so cool to get the validation from them and see they use it all the time. So it's just been to have a product in their hands was just a huge accomplishment for us. For sure.
Yeah, what a trip. Okay, well, can you tell me the story about sponsoring Max Holloway and what you guys had to do?
Yeah, that was really fun. That was our director of partnerships. So we knew going into UFC 300, going to be the biggest UFC event of all time. We knew we wanted to do something with the athletes because we had previously some smaller UFC fighters using our product and telling us how much they loved it. So we're like, okay, there's definitely a marketing opportunity here. Definitely a big market that's untapped. So this was kind of the right way to go about it. We ended up shipping. We ended up kind of working out a deal with Max Holloway, and we shipped out the product to him kind of a couple weeks out in advance of the fight. And a few days before the fight, we noticed that the UPS tracking number is not updating. So he hasn't got the product yet. UPS ended up losing the product. So it was 2 days out. The product wouldn't get there in time. We're shipping all of our products out from Los Angeles. It's going to Vegas. That's where he was training for prepping for the event. And the whole idea of the video, we wanted him to be using the sauna to shed weight before the fight. So that usually happens 48 hours before the fight. So yeah, our director of partnerships, kind of calls a few buddies saying, hey, he was in Dallas, Texas at the time. So he's working remote. So he calls a few buddies, says, hey, we need to get product in Max Holloway's hands tonight. It's the last day. It was 24 hours cut off until he, needs to start prepping for the fight, so we can't shed weight. So he ended up calling one of his buddies. His buddies picks up a unit from our warehouse
in Southern California,
in Los Angeles, drives it overnight to Max Holloway
in Vegas,
in Las Vegas. Yeah, delivers it. Miracle happened. He got the product, used it, posted it, and I think it's still now it's his most viewed video on his Instagram.
What?
He basically went into the fight and had what they were calling the knockout of the century. So it was just, he went into the fight and it was just this ultra viral moment where he was posting with, Mark Zuckerberg after and Joe Rogan and all these people. And we are the next video on his feed and they're just tracking crazy. So just best case scenario ever. We had someone that could drive it all the way out to Vegas overnight. Fight of the century happens. And it was just amazing. Yeah.
Were you guys freaking out? That's unbelievable.
We were freaking out. I remember I was my phone was blowing up from and the director of partnerships being like, "Oh my god, it just happened! He just knocked him out!" Oh my, it was
That's really awesome. Cool. Okay, but you mentioned shedding weight. So what are all the benefits, and can you also talk about the shedding weight aspect of it?
Yeah. So UFC fighters specifically, they need to shed weight before a fight in order to make weight cuts. They do that through different heating modalities like sauna, cardio. If you ever see videos of them shedding weight, they'll shed 10 pounds plus on before some of their fights, all just water weight, and then gain it all back 24 hours before the fight. And so the normal sauna user, you'll shed weight. We've actually tested that ourselves and shed 2 to 3 pounds within one session, but it's all water weight. So you do gain it back after you want to hydrate. You don't want to just lose that water weight and then not drink.
Got it.
So if any sauna companies are saying, hey, you're going to lose 3 pounds one session, just know that there's a big asterisk on that.
Good to know.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of benefits. We have customers that come to us for, they have high blood pressure. They're trying to train for some event. There's heat acclimation training, and there's kind of the countless things you mentioned. Better sleep, sauning before bed can help. It raises your core body temperature before bed, which then causes your body to naturally kind of force it to decrease, which then allows your body to get into a deeper sleep faster. So a lot of people use it for sleep. It's a common use case that people rely on sauna for.
Yeah. Are there skin benefits, or am I crazy? Because I feel like my skin so good afterwards.
Especially with the steam use. There is just moisture to your skin. I don't know if you have used eucalyptus at all too, but that's great for respiratory benefits.
Yes.
As well. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it. Well, what were some of the biggest hurdles that you guys faced when you were first starting out?
Oh, how much time do we have?
Probably the pre-order. The first batch of inventory.
Yeah, we went live on the pre-orders. We we've mentioned that one video started to get traction, and we had only ordered a couple hundred units. Within like 2 days, that all sold out. So we were looking at a 2 to 3 month horizon where we weren't going to have any inventory. We said it was going to get there in June. Just endless delays happening. It was our first batch of inventory. We thought all this was going to go perfect, just hiccups along the way. And then the inventory does show up about a month late, and in transit, it had just gotten destroyed. So that was a big learning process. We've reached out to all those 100 customers individually, sent them free products after, and just tried to, do we could. But it
was the little things, is we didn't know when you're stacking that we never sold a product this heavy. So when you're stacking multiple boxes on top of each other, just a tiny bit of space in between each box, I had about like 1.5 inches or just an inch of space, just crushed all the boxes. And so we had to reinforce all of our packaging moving forward to make sure, that doesn't happen again. So little learning curves like that, we're still, learning today. Shipping, trying to cut costs and, things like that. But
what has your biggest highlight been? I'm assuming the Max Holloway, definitely one of them, but
that was an amazing one. I think Wayne Wade posting was amazing.
Our recent launch of the Solara, we recently launched. We've been working on it for years now, and had a great launch with it. Ended up selling out of all of our containers of inventory. It's still on a pre-order model. But yeah, we put a ton of work into it, really wanted to, hype up the anticipation of that product, and people are loving it. We already had initial reviews of customers and some creators using the product, and they're loving it.
Wow.
That's definitely a more recent win.
Yeah. I also would just say, I think that, this isn't like any one moment in time, but I'd say probably the reviews, and getting customer feedback is one of my favorite parts about it. We were just talking yesterday, the day before, we're like, wow, we have almost 100,000 people around the country using our products every day.
Oh my God. And
it's so cool that we have just that. And people, we always joke when someone reaches out and they have an issue with their order, they're like, something happens and they're like, I use this every single day. I need this right now. We're like, we'll make it happen. And it's cool that, they literally rely on it every single day. It's it's cool to have that type of role and be able to help people, have access to something that just previously they really couldn't get access to.
Yeah. My husband's training for a marathon and he's been using it literally every single day.
Awesome.
So he's obsessed with it. Wait, so what was the Solara? Is that the red light one?
That's our wooden infrared one. Yeah.
Oh, really cool. Can you talk about the different products that you guys have and elaborate on that one too?
So our steam kit, that's kind of our flagship item that we launched with. That was, we launched that, we launched the company back in 2023. Our next product launch is the SaunaBox Go. The one you had, we had a ton of feedback from customers asking, can I have a 2-person one? I want to use it. I had a stretch out in there. I want to use it with my partner, things like that. So we launched the 2-person one that went amazing. People are still loving it. They love the portability aspect to it. We have we used a new tent. So it's a quick pop-up tent. So really easy to kind of pop up, take around. And then we launched the Solara, which is our more premium option. The price point is about $3,000. It's full spectrum infrared sauna with medical grade red light therapy. Still accessible to people that live in apartments, small spaces. It doesn't require an electrician like normal.
Oh, really?
And expensive saunas. Yeah, you can plug it into any 110 volt outlet. It takes about 20 minutes to set up. It comes with pre-installed panels. So everything's already put together for you when it arrives to your house. That was a huge selling point. I think people that owned a steam kit, kind of use theirs every day and we're like, all right, I kind of want to invest in a more premium option. And this was a perfect kind of next step for their heat therapy products.
Yeah.
And then the Pulse. So that's our portable.
It's actually right here. Yeah. It looks very similar to our steam one, but it's slightly different shape. That's our portable infrared one. So we made that with the same, really with the goal with all these products was, even the Solara, it's $3,000. Not everyone can afford that, but it is still, the goal is to still make it, accessible in the sense that it can fit in the apartment. It's very small for a sauna to have. And if you move out and your lease ends, you can still take it with you. It's not built into the property. And then, the portable infrared one, this one actually just went live, a couple weeks ago. And this one, this will be in Dick's Sporting Goods here pretty shortly too.
Oh, that's so cool.
So this one also has medical grade red light in it too. And we worked on this for since 2023 we launched the brand, but this has been in the works and finally it's gone live. So we're excited.
God, it's crazy how much traction you guys have gotten in 2 years. That's incredible.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Sometimes we kind of forget.
Yeah. Well, what's like the medical grade red light benefits?
So it's kind of a whole suite of benefits. So they have mainly for skin, for cellular, it helps, helps your skin regenerate and see cellular benefits to your skin. So it can help with anti-aging. And it's been growing really quickly in the market. People seem to ask for red light all the time. So we were just working with the manufacturer on creating 660 nanometer red light. And then that's what we've been able to go live with for the Pulse and for the Solara.
Nice. Yeah, I have a red light mask, so I'm obsessed. Yeah. But well, is there anything else that you guys want to shout out for listeners to keep an eye out for in this year or in the coming year?
See what's most important on the
if they want to grab the Pulse, it's on our website right now, and also in Dick's Sporting Goods nationwide. We have a great relationship with Dick's Sporting Goods. They're an amazing partner to work with, continuing and growing with them. We're also in Shields All Sports nationwide as well, and hopefully more retailers in the future.
Yeah. Are you guys in any local shops in Orange County or not yet?
No, we're not yet. If you have any in mind, give us some lift.
I will. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we're coming to the end of our time, but before I let you guys go, I have 3 final questions that we call the Thoughtful 3. So first, how do you approach risk now versus how you did when you were first starting out?
Yeah, I would say feels like, risk is just, I think we're always really always constantly risking, just any, every money we make, we put back into the business, and it's, just risk at a larger scale than it was when we first started. But it's more of a calculated risk now. And it's, I think it's, I think all good things in life got to come with a little bit of risk.
Definitely. Well, what is something that you guys wish that you knew as entrepreneurs when you were creating SaunaBox?
I would say, that's a good question. I think I wish,
or another way to say it would be like, what would you like go back in time and tell yourself back in the early days?
I think be patient. I think it's, we were really trying to move super quickly. And I think as young entrepreneurs, you kind of just want to make super fast decision, go. And, and we really were, I think if, there's a lot of things you learn just with experience that are things that you can't really learn unless you have, products in the market. You hear customer feedback, but trying to balance that dynamic of being super quick and decisive, but also, trying to make the best decisions all the time.
Yeah. And I talk to a lot of young entrepreneurs, and a lot of young people nowadays want that quick success. They want, I'm going to build a brand and it's going to, blow up within a few months. I'm going to make a ton of money, things like that. It's not true. It takes consistency over years and years of learning, failing. And I think a lot of young entrepreneurs should start to know that. That's what I think.
I saw a quote. There's like something that's like an overnight success takes 10 years.
Yeah, I think about that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, lastly, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs that want to go into business with a friend?
I completely recommend it. Actually, our COO is one of my best friends from growing up. Trevor, my roommate of years before. So I think it's all about choosing the right people, and just kind of always valuing, just make sure you're organizing your values appropriately. And it is honestly a lot of trust goes into that on both sides. I think you just gotta make sure you're comfortable with that and are just open and transparent going into it.
Definitely. Yeah. Every time my girlfriends and I have like a glass of wine, we're like, we should start a business.
It's fun. It makes it really fun. You get to come to the office with friends, and it's a blast.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this. It was so much fun getting to talk with you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Of course.